Now we take out to Woodbine, where a homeowner who shot and killed a man trying to get into his home back in July will not be charged.
Yeah, the Howard County State's Attorney saying today that there was no crime committed. He acted out of self-defense. WMAR 2 News' Abby Isaacs joins us live outside the State's Attorney's office in Ellicott City with a breakdown of what the newly released doorbell camera footage shows us tonight. Abby?
Well, Jamie and Kelly, this really is just a tragedy all around. A series of misunderstandings that led to Gary Espinoza being on the Dorsey's front porch that night. Now, doorbell video captured the 13-minute encounter, and today the Howard County State's Attorney released 4 critical minutes that they say that, along with 911 calls and interviews with witnesses, supported their determination that Charles Dorsey acted out of self-defense. It starts with a harmless ringing of the doorbell.
Gary!
And it escalates into a shooting out of self-defense. A tragic mix-up. 46-year-old Gary Espinoza was staying with his wife at a friend's Woodbine home. After a Saturday drinking and swimming at their pool, he went across the driveway to another friend's home. Then, at 1 a.m., he tried to make his way back to go to sleep, but got disoriented and ended up on the Dorsey's front porch instead, wearing nothing but shorts. He rings the doorbell repeatedly, waking up the Dorseys. He IDs himself and starts knocking as the homeowner, Charles Dorsey, tells him to leave.
Open up! Okay.
Where's the door?
All right.
All the way to the driveway.
All right, go ahead, man.
Go to the driveway.
Okay.
He follows Dorsey's orders to go to the driveway, but comes back yelling profanity and threats, getting increasingly agitated about the prank he thinks his friends are pulling on him. When he leaves again, Miss Dorsey calls 911 for the second time, saying he's not on their front porch anymore, and Mr. Dorsey unlocks the deadbolt, knowing police are close by. But Espinoza comes back. He jostles the locked door handle, but the lock fails. He opens the door, and Mr. Dorsey shoots him once in the shoulder.
He pushed the door open.
Howard County State's Attorney Rich Gibson says though horrible circumstances all around, no crime was committed. Charles Dorsey legally owned the gun and was justified under the laws of self-defense.
It's very clear that Mr. Dorsey had an objective belief, a reasonable subjective belief that he was in danger and his wife was in danger of physical harm. Based upon the behavior of Mr. Espinoza and the language used. Again, I think it's all a misunderstanding. I think Mr. Espinoza didn't actually mean the words, but those words being heard by someone who doesn't know Mr. Espinoza are terrifying.
An autopsy showed Espinoza had a blood alcohol content that was 2 to 3 times the legal limit.
The horrible loss of life in this case is a product of a series of unfortunate coincidences that all came together to end in a horrific result.
The state's attorney had a long meeting today going over the determination with Espinoza's wife, and he expressed his deepest condolences to her, his 2 children, and their friends and family. Now, it's also important to note that as part of the investigation, investigators went back to the Dorsey's home to try and recreate the moment that lock failed, and they deemed it was a defect in the Dorsey's door handle. Live in Ellicott City, Abby Isaacs, WMAR 2 News.